Thank you for having me this afternoon. My name is Joel Starkey. My firm is Baypoint Benefits. We're based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and work primarily with small businesses, everything from a sole proprietor up to 50 employees. And today I'm here to talk about, I was kind of thinking about what should the agenda be. And I was thinking about it, let's have it be, if you're in the audience today and you're a small business owner, what can I tell you about small business insurance? Just kind of the ins and outs and what's important to employees. And the clients we're talking to that are going through the renewals right now, looking at the rate changes in 2014, not only now but into the future. So I thought, kind of the overview today, let's talk about what is a small business by definition. How has the Affordable Care Act played a role on small businesses in Minnesota today and into 2015 in the future? How are small medical group rates now determined versus how are they done pre the Affordable Care Act? Why would a small business offer employee benefits? I get asked that question every single day. The role of a trusted employee benefits advisor, what can individuals like myself, and whether you use a firm like Baypoint or someone else, what should they be providing to you as a service? A few small group case studies, just kind of give some examples. And then next, okay, I'm a small business. I do want to get a small business group health plan, dental, vision, long-term, short-term, one of those ancillary products set up, what's required in those submissions. And then last, what's important to your employees? And that's probably the most important part of the conversation today. First off, what makes up a small business? By definition, it is a business that has 50 employees that are working 30 or more hours per week. That's a small business by definition in the state of Minnesota. Currently, today, close to 283,000 individuals get their employee benefits from a small business. That may not seem like a big number, but relative, it's pretty big. All right, let's talk about the Affordable Care Act. Prior to January 1, 2014, if you were a small business and you wanted to get a group health plan set up, rates were determined solely on the health history of the employees in your business. The healthier your population, the better your medical rates. The less healthy you were, the higher your medical rates. What happened in 2014, that Affordable Care Act passed, we drew a line in the sand. All the carriers across the board, be it Medica, Blue Cross, Preferred One, Health Partners, you name it, said we are no longer going to deny individuals coverage due to pre-existing conditions. You are no longer going to be based on the health history of your group. You are now going to pay this as your rate for insurance. And they have underwriters and actuaries that figured all this stuff out, which makes our job a little easier because now we can compare apples to apples when we go into a carrier or go into an employer. We can look at all the carriers collectively rather than having to get medical questionnaires from every single employee. We also found that the Affordable Care Act says now these plans have to meet certain criteria. They have to meet certain sets of essential health benefits that was no longer in place before. The biggest one that's changed in 2014 has been pediatric dental and vision, which was not required. Now that's required to be carried by all companies if they offer a group health plan. Prior again to 2014, if you had a small business group plan in place, mainly for medical, dental, vision, long-term, short-term disability, when could those employees sign up for coverage? Whenever. If they were in your plan and they chose not to open enroll because they had an individual plan or they were covered under their spouse or they didn't want insurance, but then 6 months later they changed their mind, they could sign up. They could jump into that health insurance plan. Post-ACA, not anymore. Now they come in, they have 3 opportunities to enroll. The initial eligibility period, the open enrollment, or if they have special enrollment. Becky touched on that a little bit earlier. Special enrollment are certain criteria that allow an employee or an individual to sign up for health insurance if they don't already have it. And I'm going to kind of touch on this a little bit. Does anyone kind of know what those special enrollment criteria are? Have you heard kind of a list or seen those? I moved to Minnesota from Wisconsin. That qualifies. I got married. We had a baby. I turned 26. I'm no longer eligible to be on my parents' plan. All that stuff qualifies. I left my employer, got a new job. That's a qualified special event. What is not a qualified special event, injury, illness, sickness, those don't qualify. So we want to make sure when we're talking to employers and you're talking to employees thinking about this type of stuff. So the question, if I think I understand what you're asking, is marriage a qualified special event? Yeah. Yes. Yep. So is divorce. That's a very common one that we get. And I think I'll try to, this is a kind of a two-part answer. And again, I understand your question. 1099 employees right now, correct? Contractors. And looking to convert them into W-2s? The employer can set up a group health plan at any point throughout the entire year. It doesn't have to be January 1st. We have businesses that open and that have set up a group plan in February, March, April, all the way through. Okay? Companies used to allow you to do mid-month enrollment dates. That's changed. You can only do mid-month enrollment dates. Now it's just the first of the month. Your employees, your 1099, your contractors, right now, they're in open enrollment. November 15th through February 15th, 2015 is open enrollment for those individuals. If they do not sign up or change their health insurance in that period, then they are locked out until the following open enrollment for 2016, unless they have a qualified special event. How are rates determined in the state of Minnesota? And I'll start with this. The front part of this conversation and presentation today is kind of health insurance loaded, and I will get into some more. When you sit down with a broker like ourselves or another broker here in the Twin Cities, what types of services are we going to provide? So last one to talk about on the facts of health insurance. Again, before 2014, if you're in the state of Minnesota, everyone had the same rates. Whether you were in Moorhead, you were in Rochester, you were in Duluth, you were in Blaine, you paid the same for health insurance that you did for the same plan with Blue Cross Health Partners Medica Preferred One. Affordable Care Act comes through and says now Minnesota is divided up into 9 regions. And based on where you live or where your employer is based, that is how your rates are going to be determined. So kind of, again, from the broker standpoint, our world got flipped upside down. We're talking with employers and say, well, if you're based in St. Cloud, you're going to pay, and your zip code is there, your employees are going to pay one rate. But if you're a business based in Duluth, you're going to pay something else. What else is factored in? Plan design. There could be some plan designs that are offered in southeast Minnesota that are not offered if you live in Warroad. Difference of carriers, difference of networks, and they just have done that. And then we look at the demographic of the business. So now it's just age mix of the employees, number of dependents, and then some carriers, you have tobacco users. Some, it's all one rate. Others, it's tobacco yes or no, and tobacco users are going to pay more. Nowhere on here do we see health history. That's eliminated. Pre-existing conditions, health history is gone. So that's an important thing to point out. One question we get asked every single day, every single week is, why should I set up an employee benefits package? I'm not doing it now. I haven't seen a benefit to do that. Why would I want to consider it? Our answer is simply this. You want to set up an employee benefits package to maximize and leverage employee retention. If you have it in place, your employers are going to be happier, they're going to stick around longer, and they're going to perform better than if you don't. Numbers will say that, statistics will say that time and time and time again. Employee premiums in a group-sponsored plan for dental, for life, for short-term, for medical, can all be deducted on a pre-tax basis. It is not factored into the employee's income. It comes out before they get taxes taken out. If you don't, taxes are taken out. Now the employee has to go and pay for their health insurance with post-tax dollars. It's costing them more. Ease of administration. New employee comes in, we have a full streamlined package put together. Fill these forms out for health, for dental, for vision, for your ancillary products, and it's taken care of. Shopping for health insurance can frankly be a nightmare. We've all done it. We've had to go out to Minsure. We've had to go out and compare the carriers. We've had to go out and do different things. That takes time. Your employees have families. They have other responsibilities and a job. Now they have to come in. Now they have to figure out their own health insurance and their own dental insurance and their own this and that. Put a full package together for them. It makes their lives easier. It makes your life easier as an employer. And the last thing that kind of streams to the next part, benefits are confusing. They are. What is included? What's my deductible? What's my co-insurance? What's my out-of-pocket? What's my office visit copay? Who's in my network? Who's not in my network? All this different stuff gets to be confusing for an employee, and having someone like Baypoint Benefits or another firm in the Twin Cities, okay, just as long as you work with someone, make sure they are providing that for you. Role of a trusted advisor. I won't read every single word for word here, but we're going to come in, we're going to help the employer custom tailor their benefits package to them. What's important to them? Manufacturing companies have different types of plans than a tech company. A law firm may do something different, and we want to know, and we'll keep our pulse on what different industries are doing to help kind of put together a competitive package for your industry and the size of business that you have. We're going to help our clients select insurance plans that are going to meet their goals. Again, they want to put together, again, a package that's going to bring the best talent to them to help them grow their business so they can spend more time on their business and less time on having to manage this stuff. All the same, we are always compensated, and I always say this in every single presentation, by the insurance carriers. The premiums are built in. The commissions are built into the premiums, excuse me. So when we sit down with our clients, we are not commissioned extra to try and push different products here or there. It is, we can put stuff together for you to help make the best use of your business and your time. What else are we going to do? We're going to work with the owner on putting together packages. Maybe you have another location in Iowa, Wisconsin. Maybe you're opening up another location in Florida. We're going to be able to put together a package that's going to be able to open up to those employees across state lines. That's what advisors are going to do. Provide HR management solutions. This is a big one, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit later in the presentation. HR is a big thing, and you want to make sure you have compliance, you have at least a basic understanding of HR and the components around that. And again, if you work with Baypoint, we're going to provide that at a no-cost custom benefit to your business. Kind of into a couple of case studies. This kind of goes into the next to the HR piece. Right now, I'm a company, Katie, 2 employees, and she's planning to hire her first employee. Now what? What do I do next? Enter Baypoint Benefits, enter a trusted advisor. First step, we're going to help her put together an employee handbook. We're going to help get her that set up so that's in place. Step 2, or step 3, put together a new employee folder that's going to include the following. What are the required forms? W-4 and I-9, right? What's not required? Copy of the employee's resume, signed employment letter, reference checks, copy of the benefits enrollment and retirement forms, performance reviews. Types of these things should all be in that employee's folder when they start day 1. And when you sit down with us, we're going to help you make sure that those are. So you're not scrambling and trying to figure out, oh no, I got to hire the first employee. Now what? We help take that off your plate so you can focus on your clients. Joe's the HR manager for a small but growing tech company. More than once, his team made an offer to a candidate only to lose that potential hire to a flashier firm with a richer compensation package. Have we all been there? This person's going to start for us tomorrow. They're there. Yep. Nope. Got the call the next day. They decided to go a different direction. You may not know why, but if the package is there and it's tailored, you guarantee when that person comes through that door the next time, they're not going to go to the other firm. They're going to come work with you. So in this case, I just kind of said, hey, tech company, we're going to help. We can help create a multiple plan approach. So instead of offering maybe just one plan, that this one plan is going to be the only plan we offer and it's going to fit everybody's needs in the entire state, let's offer this plan. Let's offer a higher deductible plan. Let's offer a richer plan. Let's offer a copay plan. Give that employee some options. And now they can really see a value add. And they can pay up or they can pay down for a different level of coverage. Maybe we can find some savings in there to offer a dental, offer a vision, offer a short-term disability package that you didn't offer before. So we're not just looking at just medical, let's look at the whole package. Last one, Ron has a company with 25 employees, open enrollments next month, and he doesn't have an employee benefits advisor. Every single year, Ron's handled open enrollment on his own. He's come in, and employees have had millions and millions and millions of questions with regard to, can I change plans? Can I add my dependents? Can I do this? When can I do this? Forms are due yesterday. And Ron's got a million other things to take care of as running a small business. Again, sit down with an trusted employee benefits advisor, and you're not going to have to do that. We're going to custom tailor an open enrollment presentation for your business and for your employees. We're going to come out there, we're going to present to the employees, and then stick around for one-on-ones after to make sure the employees have the ins and outs and have the opportunity to ask any questions they have. And they have our contact information, so if they forget to ask that question while we're on site, they can email or phone call us later. And maybe they're not the type of individual that doesn't want to ask a question in front of their peers. We'll talk offline. All right, a couple more things. You're a small business and you want to set up, you don't have a benefits package in place, what's required? Pretty simple. Small group employer app, quarterly wage tax report, a copy of your most recent bill from your current carrier, if you have a current plan in place, all completed enrollment forms for employees, including those that are waiving coverage, a completed group census, and then new for 2014, for any submission for medical, that paperwork has to be in by the 15th of the month. If it's not, paperwork for the coverage to begin the first of the following month. Example, want coverage to start February 1st, have all these signed applications and paperwork in to the carrier by February 15th, or January 15th, sorry. The employer responsibilities. We must have at least 2, but not more than 50, who work a minimum of 20 hours a week. The employer must be a legal entity, corporation, or partnership registered in the state of Minnesota. At least 75% eligible employees must participate. Now we're doing some math. I've got 10 employees, 3 waive coverage because they've got coverage to their spouse. I'm down to 7 eligible employees. We have to have 75% of those 7 sign up to get a group health plan. And then the employer must contribute 50% of the premium for single coverage for all eligible employees. And eligible employees are those who work at least 20 hours or more per week. What are the advantages of offering benefits? Attract and retain valued employees. Tax benefits for the employer and the employee. It lowers the taxable income for the employee in combination with a flexible spending account or an HSA. We can offer multiple plan offerings depending on the size of the company. If we have more than 2 enrolled, we can offer 2 plans. If we have more than 5 enrolled, we can offer up to 6 plans for that employee. and multiple options for health, dental, vision, and the ancillary products. Open enrollment doesn't end February 15th. You're a small business, you set up a group health plan, a new employee comes in, they can sign up for health insurance in the month of June. They are not locked out if they didn't purchase health insurance in the dedicated open enrollment for individual coverage that ends February 15th, 2015. That's a big one. That's, especially if the company is growing and looking to hire, that's a key important thing to talk about. And then we're going to develop a long-term strategy for business growth. Talked about this a little bit. What are the consequences of moving to individual coverage? This has been a big topic of conversation in 2014 with our clients and talking with our peers. What are they seeing in the marketplace? Groups are seeing 40, 50, 60, 70% increase in their health insurance rates. That's crazy. When rates start to get that high, business owners start to really look at, well, should we be offering individual coverage and doing a stipend? And we just want to make sure if we're talking to them, we're helping them through that process, they understand the consequences of doing that. The post-tax dollars, the open enrollment deadline, and then deductibles. If an employee meets a deductible on their individual plan, let's say they open enrolled January 1, had a $2,000 deductible plan, they met that March 1st. They went to a new employer, they want to get on the group health insurance plan, now they're forfeiting that deductible, okay? What's important to your employees? Biggest is communication of benefits across the board. We talk with employer after employer, their employees don't know what they have for coverage. I don't know what my deductible is. I might even know who my carrier is. That's important. It's where custom enrollment comes in and the openness of communication with their advisors. Paid vacation time is important. HSA contributions from the employer. We set up a qualified HSA plan. They love $200, $300, $400, $500 a year into their HSA account. That can help a small business or a small family a lot. Sponsored gym memberships, half-day Fridays in June through September, and a monthly office lunch. Those are some of the things that we talk with our clients, what's important to them when you talk to your employees, what are other small businesses out there doing, and we're trying to give you kind of a benchmark. And just, instead of just offering 50% for your health insurance premium, what are some other ones doing? I've got a client that they said if they work 9 days in a row at their desk, maybe not the best for morale in the office, but if the employee works 9 days in a row at their desk, kind of more of a working lunch, which most of us professionals do anyway, whether we're driving in our cars or we're at our desk, that employee can take every other Friday off. Work 9 days, take that Friday and take it off. As long as it's a productive lunch, and that can be valuable time in the month of July. Thank you. And any questions? Can we do one more, Pat?
One more.
He's all right, thank you.
So when you talk about costs, you're talking about the premiums that the employer pays. And then what about if you start like a flexible savings account, that administrative piece?
Yeah.
If it's third-party administration, is that an employer cost?
It can be. The employer sets up an employer-sponsored flexible spending account, generally through their payroll company, okay? The employer then can contribute pre-tax dollars or contribute money into that, and the employee can also put in money to that FSA. That's separate from a medical plan. And any employer can set up an FSA. Even if they don't offer a group health plan, they can still set up an FSA for their company. They just cannot contribute to it from the employer unless they have a group qualified medical plan. Yep, so if you're a small business with 5 employees, no group plan in place, but you want to offer an FSA to your employees, go right ahead. They can contribute up to $2,550 in 2015 pre-tax.
And typically those are use it or lose it plans, which is why health savings accounts are more popular?
which is why they're more attractive. And you can put in higher limits, and you don't lose it. We're seeing a lot of employers go to a higher deductible health savings account, fund the savings and premium by giving the employees a couple $100s into that FSA to kind of kickstart it, and then allow the employees to fund it as well if they should choose to do so. Yeah, thanks a lot.